Welcome to the Real Academy, brought to you each Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by
the Resilience DoctHers,
Dr. Sheikah Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor, best-selling authors, consultants, and speakers of Create and Educate LLC. Create and Educate LLC is an educational consultant and literary firm that provides professional development to schools and community. Their goal is to transform organizations with the REALL resilient framework used to increase their school report card grades 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year. REALL stands for Respect, Excellence, Accountability, Literacy, and Leadership. This framework is used to coach leaders and teachers and build student efficacy while putting systems in place that aligns the work of the school improvement, making the process manageable. When the work is manageable, teachers and leaders don't stress out or burn out.
The Resilience DoctHers.
Alignment systems are designed to help schools evolve and grow, all while instituting protocols and processes designed to promote collaboration and collegiality. The implementation of the alignment framework prevents some of the most common problems in education, where leaders sometimes aren't sure where to start, or in our new age of educating, leaders need a trusted sounding board that allows them to be vulnerable and transparent, preventing loneliness at the top. The framework doesn't just help leaders, but also prevents teachers from burning out from too many initiatives and embracing teachers as they are the experts. Finally, the framework extends to the children, helping them get engaged in school and solving a nationwide problem. Alignment systems are frequently referred to as a key element of success in the improvement process. In the sport of rowing, all rowers must put their oars in the water, succinctly creating a system for their boat to reach maximum speed. So schools that want to improve are bringing in
the Resilience DoctHers
to teach them all about the alignment systems that must be in place for school improvement to be accomplished at high levels. The dynamic duo provides insights into educational topics through their international platform, which includes educators, parents, and community members as a way to support important entities that make communities thrive. This is their way to pay it forward and provide the support they needed through their platform. Take a look. People who work with
the Resilience
describe them as an
DoctHers.
excellent and inspiring group of leaders. They get into the weeds of work with leaders through their TrustMate Institute that you should contact them about today by filling out the contact form on their website.
It's Super Saturday, everyone. I hear feedback. Is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's Super Saturday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Real Academy, brought to you by Create and Educate with your very own Resilience DoctHers. I'm Dr. Sheikah Houston.
Hello, everybody, and I'm Dr. Tammy Taylor. We're so excited because we get to continue to talk about some very important things with you this morning. And one of those things that we are going to talk about, we feel, is actually one of the most important days of the entire school year. And that's not testing day, that's not graduation day, that's not the release of the state report card day. We're talking about the day that establishes the culture, the energy, and momentum for everything that's going to follow. Our episode today is creating first day of school synergy, turning day one into a launch pad for the entire school year.
Absolutely. And before we get started, let us know, where did your resiliency show up this week? So for me, I will definitely say I've kind of been juggling all the balls getting ready for my daughter's own first day of back to school on Monday, along with getting ready for staff. So it's been a lot of things going on. What about you, Tammy?
Yes, all the things.
Yeah, all the things. I think that sums it up. So if this your first time joining us, welcome. And we definitely have a multitude of experiences if you're wondering who we are, from teaching, from assistant principalships, district level leaderships, best-selling authors, children's book authors, speakers, and founders of Create and Educate. So after improving our school report card ratings 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year, educators across the country began asking us, what did you do differently? And that question led us to the development of our framework that you see at the top of the panel and over our shoulders. So REAL with 2 L's stands for respect, excellence, accountability, literacy, and leadership.
Yes, and at Creating Educate, we actually focus on transforming schools from the inside out by aligning people, culture, and systems through the real framework, the Synergy Lab, and proven school improvement systems. We actually help leaders to build resilient schools where students thrive and educators love to come to work. If you cannot bring us in to your school, we're committed to bringing school improvement to you every single week. We show up here through the Fantastic Four PD. We've impacted over 300,000 educators in this platform, with also impacting approximately 7 million students. So this work is for real for us. We encourage you to join us here every Super Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And that starts off with our brother in the work, Principal Sean Hurt, who was on this morning and is committed to making sure boards understand, just like all of the folks in the system who need to understand what needs to happen for students to have the impact that they need. We also are following him at 10:30 in the Real Academy here with Shika and I. And then at 11 a.m., we're followed by the GOAT, Principal Baruti Kafele in the AP and New Principals Academy. And then on Sundays, the PGP podcast with Dr. Marty Moreno and Principal Josh Tovar.
Thank you, everybody. I thought I heard echo. Tammy, you can get this part. I'm going to go out and come back in.
Okay. So we're going to actually continue with our Real Fam shout outs. We're super excited to have everyone on, and we want to acknowledge all of our peeps who support us each week. And we're going to start off with our Real Fam shout outs this morning. So we want to take a moment and say thank you for joining us. And we have joining us this morning Stacy O'Joy. We got Dr. Rella Hicks on with us. Chancellor Richard Davis. We thank you all so much for joining us. Hey there, Melissa Jones Chunu is on with us. Constance Sherrod, thank you so much for being with us. We got Grand Rising from Michigan with David Bell being with us. We have Coach Dot McKeeva Jeter. Thank you, Coach Dot, for all that you do for us. September Devon Vance Daniels, we thank you for being with us this morning. We've got our friend Edwin Garcia. And we also have, let's see, who, did I miss anybody? Oh, we've got Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine. Queen Jasmine, thank you for that greeting this morning. We also have our Canadian Queen Jacqueline on with us this morning. Hey, Queen Jacqueline. Stacey O'Joy, good morning. One, hey, we got Dr. One Chapman on here this morning with us. Hey, Dr. Roz and Dr. Michelle Perkins Griffin. Hey, Miss Beverly. Miss Beverly was on fire last night, y'all. We had us a ball with her. Arcella, good morning. And if we missed anybody, please forgive us. Shika went out and is back. So we're going to go back to announcements, okay?
And hopefully the echo is gone.
See, I can't hear it.
Okay, they'll tell us. I
Okay.
don't hear it, so it's probably
Okay.
gone. So, if you are in our area, make sure that you are attending the Back to School Bash. It is today at the Aquatic Center from 11 until 3 p.m. It is free. They will be handing out a lot of free things. So, make sure that you take your children and go over to the Aquatic Center for all of the wonderful things. Shout out to the Chester County Chamber of Commerce. They plan wonderful events for all educators in our area this week, and they all went off phenomenally. Great job, Tammy, to you and your department as well. We will be taking the Synergy Lab on the road to Detroit, Michigan this upcoming week in Prince George County, Maryland. So, again, juggling all of the things. And in October, we will be with Queen Jacqueline for the Education is a Silver Right. We are so excited about that. And our brother in this work, Dr. O'Neill, will be joining us as well. Coach Fest is coming up. We will be talking about case study coaching there. That is in November in Black Mountain, North Carolina. So if you would like to join us, please do. And if you haven't caught Parents Are First Teachers, try to check that out on Wednesdays on WGCD Radio. That is our partnership with them. It's at 7 p.m. And please pick up your copy of Amir's Awakening. This is our first baby of the 5-book series, and our second one is due to come out very soon. So those are our announcements. Thank you all for letting me know about the echo. I knew I was hearing something crazy going on, but we got it straightened out.
Good. And I do want to say, just to echo what you said about the chamber, we want to specifically and humbly thank them for all that they did. That was an incredible experience. So Brooke, Amy, and Laura, and Emma, because all of them were instrumental in making sure that these things were able to happen. So thank you, ladies, very, very much.
Absolutely. And we are proud members of the chamber.
Yes, we are. We're very proud members of the chamber. So, y'all, we also want to take this opportunity to turn this back to why we're here this morning, and that is to talk to you about that first day of school experience. The first day of school is more than just opening the doors. It's about opening hearts and opening minds. It's about creating expectations. It's about creating the hope that carries us through the year together as a school family.
Absolutely. And we always hear that phrase, it's first impressions are so important. So long before students learn your classroom expectations, they're asking themselves questions. Do I belong here? Teachers are wondering, will this be a great year? Parents are thinking to themselves, especially if their children are new to your school, can I trust this school with my child? Is my child going to be okay? So the first day begins answering every one of those questions. So the first day definitely, and if you can help me with the banners, Tammy, it definitely helps you create that culture, the culture that you want to be positive. And that's your first impression culture as well. So culture isn't created at the end of the year. It's created from day one. And to be honest, if you all have had open house or registration, it was actually created there. Someone told me about a story of their ninth grader going to registration, and the very first interaction for this family, because they were there with their child and it was the mom and the dad, someone came up to the young lady and said, "You know, you can't wear those headphones here." Are you kidding me? We're not in school yet. This should not have been the first interaction. We just coming to pick up a schedule. It's the week, it's not school time. So do not mess up those first impressions by being so focused, hyper focused on your rules that are not even in place yet because we're not in school yet. We're just here at registration. Let me get back to the point. That was my TED talk for today. So, it's created that culture with every smile, every greeting, every hallway interaction, the classroom visits, the announcements. Make sure you don't have people on your announcements talking crazy. Every adult, everyone is contributing to the cultures. So students don't experience your mission statement. They definitely experience your people first before they ever get to the mission statement. Tammy, you're on mute. There
I'm
you go.
sorry.
Yeah, we
I
didn't
was
hear
just
anything you
saying,
said.
you are just so on point because in that first day, if that first day is where people feel welcomed, then students begin to think, okay, I do belong here. It's just like you said, I can connect with where I am. If teachers feel appreciated, then they begin to feel like they matter. Culture begins with connections, and if you don't pay careful attention to that, then we end up in a situation that you described, Shika. Like, can I leave my children here? What in the world is happening? But in keeping with that, people, you got to put them before your procedures. Schools often spend the first day reviewing policies, procedures, schedules, and paperwork. Now, those things are very important, but relationships are foundational. Before students remember their rules, they have to remember how they were welcomed. Because if they don't feel welcomed, they are going to feel lost and ready to go home from the time that they get there. Before teachers remember the agenda for the week, they're going to remember how the leadership made them feel while being welcomed back to school.
Absolutely. So this puts some pressure on the leader because the leader is having to think about that welcoming for the parents, for the teachers, for the students. And you also have to make sure, leaders, you're the person who gives your teachers that high level view because their view is in their classroom, but you have to give them the understanding of, especially if you are middle and high school. If a student comes in on the first day of school and they go to 4 to 5 to 7 different classes and they hear about everybody's rules and procedures. I'm a movie person, so y'all know the scene in The Color Purple from the club, I think, where Harpo came in and somebody got slapped and they closed the piano down and everybody was leaving. Just go ahead and feel like the year is pretty much over and done with. You missed your opportunity to really give a first good impression for the first day of school. If that is the experience, the moment would have been missed. So make sure you're telling your teachers, let's create a better experience for our students. So connection before compliance is very important. Relationships before rigor, because students learn best from adults that they trust, and teachers perform best in cultures where they feel valued. So now we're going to move on to point 3, which is what I said. The principal sets the energy. So principals, Your presence absolutely matters. You have to walk the hallways. You need to open classroom doors. You have to welcome families, celebrate the teachers, smile often, because people borrow the confidence from you. So if your energy is communicating hope, then your staff begins believing this can actually be an incredible year.
I love that because you have to remember that in all honesty, when you're thinking about leadership, it's not just heard, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually felt. And we're going to go into point 4, which is creating synergy from day one. The strongest schools, y'all, intentionally create opportunities for people to connect. They allow students to connect with their classmates. They allow teachers to connect with their colleagues. New staff connect with veteran staff. Everybody begins building those relationships that matter before challenges begin to arise. I was so impressed the other day when we met Abby's teacher. She said her name and she said, I love to talk. And of course, Abby's talking a mile a minute. So she recognized right away that Abby loves to talk too. And so what she said is, I love talking and I know how important it is to have time to talk. So I give you all time to talk with each other, time to interact and to be together so that those connections can be made. Now, she also made it clear you don't need to be talking when I'm talking, but we will give you time to connect. So I thought that was very, very important. And I think it just goes along with what we're thinking. If you don't give people time to connect, they disconnect.
Absolutely. And another movie, Jerry Maguire, she had Abby at Hello. That was her person, somebody else who loves to talk. So I'm happy for Abby. Abby gonna have a good year. So, this is why we believe school shouldn't begin the year with another sit and get meeting. It definitely should be an experience, and this should be an experience that helps people to understand themselves, understand one another, and definitely begin working together with purpose. A lot of the things that we do with the Synergy Lab, so if you really haven't put like a lot of thought and collaboration into what that first day of school is going to feel like for everyone who's going to experience it, put some time and effort into that as a leader. Make sure that you really have thought through, because my idea of what should be happening for the year may be a whole lot different than my teammates and my teammates down the hall. But the person who's going to experience it, the people, are the children. And when they go around and have 7 different not so good experiences, that kind of sets a really bad tone for the year. And then a lot of things that we blame the children for really are adult problems. Oh, they're not engaged. They don't care about school. Have we set it up to be a place that they should, care about? We got to ask ourselves these questions. So now we have to move into point 5, which is launch the year with an experience that they will never forget. So imagine your opening, your professional development beginning, and this is for the teachers: self-awareness, team awareness, generational awareness, talking about emotional triggers. We talk a lot about SEL and making sure that the teachers are providing this in the classroom. But if we first don't attend to the teachers' social and emotional learning needs, they don't really see the point, or we're looking or sounding as if we're hypocritical, telling them to do something that we're not even doing. So when we start with it, it really kind of shows them, oh, so this was a different experience for me. This is what my classroom should feel like. So instead of simply just hearing about collaboration, your staff is actually experiencing the collaboration. Instead of talking about culture, they're experiencing the culture that you want them to experience and to permeate throughout your school.
Powerful, Shika. That is so powerful. And we want to make sure you all understand we're not minimizing the fact that there are some logistical things that have to happen on the first day that you have to focus on. You have got to get children in safely. You've got to get them calmed and okay to be there. You've got to get them fed. You got to get them home safely. We get it. There are those things that have to happen. But the first day should be about people saying, I can't wait for tomorrow, because that's synergy. It shouldn't be about, oh my goodness, because you got your paper, your clothespin clips mixed up, and you sent the child to the wrong bus line, and the kid is upset because it's just all the chaos in the world. You set up experiences, as Shika said, that allow for your staff and your students to understand we're embarking upon this incredible journey together. We're going to be here with each other for these next 180 days, and they are going to be phenomenal. That's what makes them want to come back tomorrow.
Absolutely. And I see you all sharing lots of things that you all have done in the past or plan to do. Keep sharing those ideas, because that's what's helpful to people. And make sure district level leaders, we talked about this pressure being placed upon these school level leaders to make sure all of these things are being attended to, all of these different people. So make sure you have a plan to attend to the need of your leaders as well, all over your district, because they also need to have a great experience, and you're responsible for creating that experience within your district. So let's bring today's conversation back to the REAL framework, as we do each week. Respect, making sure every student and staff member feels seen and valued. Excellence, this sets the expectation that every interaction matters. Accountability, we invite everyone to take ownership of the culture that everyone is creating together. Literacy, we got to read the emotional climate of the building. We got to notice who feels connected and who may need some encouragement. And we got to have some resources in place when they don't feel that way. And then leadership. Great leaders don't just organize the first day. They intentionally create experiences that inspire people to give their very best.
Every single day. I love it. Here's our real reflection for today. When your students go home after the first day, what story are they going to tell? When your teachers leave that afternoon, will they be exhausted or will they be energized? Because the first day doesn't just begin the school year, it begins your school culture.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for different ways to launch this year's school year differently, not don't just welcome your staff. We want you to create synergy, and that is what we can help you do at Create and Educate. We transform schools from the inside out by aligning people, culture, and systems. And this is through our REAL framework, the Synergy Lab, and proven school improvement systems. We can help leaders build resilient schools where students thrive and educators love to work. So definitely consider bringing in the Synergy Lab to your opening professional development, your leadership retreat, your district kickoff, or any school improvement planning session. So please join Principal Kafele next. He will be on at his regular time at 11 in just a minute. Make sure you check out Josh and Dr. Marty Moreno. She is back on Sunday in the PGP podcast. And then right back here on Super Saturday, starting off with Principal Sean Hurt, who was on fire this morning and created a great segue in for our show today. Yours truly, Create and Educate at 10:30 and Principal Kafele at 11. Have a real amazing Super Saturday, everyone.